Hey Alex, how can I raise money without a product? I hate these questions. Okay guys, we're gonna go through 25 examples of startups who raised money without having a product, because that makes sense. Yes, it's possible, it's just not likely. Now, if you wanna know about all the examples, stick with me right now. So I'm a top writer on Quora. That means I see a lot of questions. And one question that I keep getting asked, basically the same words, but phrased a little bit differently. How can I start or raise investment without a product? Yeah, okay. Now I hate this question, and the simple answer is you can't if you're asking it. That doesn't mean others can't though. Raising without a product is really hard, but it does happen. Typically, the people who pull this off are the ones who've had exits or pretty high profile. Think about it this way. If you had $1 million in the bank, would you want to invest it in an idea or something that was already working? I think that's pretty simple. But if some huge profile person comes around, say Mark Zuckerberg, with just a solid business model idea, you might take him more seriously, right? He's a big deal, so why not? So as I said, raising without a product, it does happen, it's just not common. So I'm not going to simply shizzle on your hopes and dreams if that's your grand plan. I'm just going to tell you who's actually done it to date. So let's go through these 25 companies. First one, 21 Inc. They're a stealth Bitcoin startup that raised $5 million in funding in 2013. 18 months later, they raised a whopping $116 million, which was a record in the Bitcoin space at that time. They raised from big names such as Andreessen Horowitz and RE Ventures, the Chinese One Capital, a manufacturer of mobile processors, Qualcomm Inc., Costa Ventures, Data Collective, co-founders of PayPal, Peter Thiel, Max Levchin, the founder of eBay, Jeff Skoll. Like serious people. 21 Inc. said it plans to sell a line of chips embedded in smartphones and other internet-connected devices that mine for the digital currency. They rebranded to Earn.com to focus on allowing users to monetize social media channels, accounts, and email addresses. Frankly, who knows if it's legit, but anyway, they raised a ton of money with no product. Next one, AdKeeper. They raised a whopping $43 million before launching in January 2011. AdKeeper is an online advertising platform that allowed consumers to keep online ads for future use. A button is inserted into advertising creating elements and is visible to users as a small button in the ad with the letter K inside the button. Consumers can click on the K button to keep the ads and then return to the cloud-based AdKeeper at the future time to review the ads that they kept. The users can also share ads with others via email or social networks. Small problem is that no one actually wanted this feature. Frankly, 43 million, are you freaking kidding me? Anyway. Affirm. PayPal founder Max Levchin's online lending startup. Affirm is a financial technology service company that offers installment loans to consumers at point of sale, sort of like Klarna in the UK. They've raised $720 million to date. That's basically a typical example of a big name doing another startup, and frankly, everyone wants to fund those dudes, so no shit. Airtime. Former Napster partners Sean Parker and Sean Fanning launched with significant press coverage in June 2012 and $33 million in funding. The video chat service was basically compared to chat roulette and never took off. But they did raise a lot of money though. Next one, Airware. Airware is an enterprise drone analytics company enabling enterprises to harness aerial data and turn it into valuable business insights that can be shared and acted on. They raised $118 million from top investors like Andreessen Horowitz, Google Ventures, and Kleiner Perkins. The startup ran out of money after trying to manufacture its own hardware that couldn't compete with drone giants like China's DJI. Still lots of money. Asana. Asana provides an application that helps productivity and collaboration tracking of team easier with greater clarity, accountability, and efficiency. Lovely. Founded by big-name Facebook co-founder Dustin Moskovitz, no shit. They did an angel round of $1.2 million from 14 investors without a product and have raised $213 million to date. BP! BP is the online car buying marketplace, which raised a seed round with just a pitch deck. They raised $149 million before blowing it all. It had been valued as high as $560 million in previous funding rounds, raising from 35 investors, including big dogs like Yuri Milner, Comerica, Redpoint, Foundation Capital, Sherpa Capital, and Fabrice Grinda. I frankly heard that they executed rubbish and blew the money on totally pointless things, spending money on things like $10,000 sofas for the executive's private conference room, and covering phone and car expenses for their founders' significant others. Oh, isn't that sweet? Brisk.io built tools for sales organizations to minimize reporting efforts and maximize data quality and efficiency. They raised $130,000 from DN Capital, Crandom, Eden Ventures, and Firestarter. Yeah, Europe for you. I emailed Hampus Jacobson to find who was founder to see if I can get his pitch deck. He responded, by the way, didn't really do a pitch deck as I've built companies before and I didn't really need to. Sorry. You're starting to get a bit of a trend here, right? Block One. Oh God, right. Block One provides end-to-end solutions to bring businesses onto the blockchain from strategic planning to product deployment. $4 billion. That's how much these guys raised without a product. And I mean, what the fuck? I actually met the founder 2 weeks ago in New York for the UN week and had a bit of a chat with him about his business model, but I can't talk about that. They've since dropped $150 million into launching competitor to basically Facebook. My friend Brittany Kaiser's having a chat with him about how he can, manage the data and stuff like that. But anyway, Bumble is a complete platform that offers omni-channel retail experience, including mobile shopping, in-store analytics, and digital shopping. Without launching, they raised $500,000 over 3 rounds of investment. The goal is to enhance, redefine customer experience and provide customers with personalized content through our growing ecosystem, while making data-led decisions for smarter business management, said Lee Hardnam, who is the founder of Bumble Shopping. Color. So Color is advancing the post-PC revolution by inventing new applications that bring people together through proximity, social, and visual presentation. Right. They took $41 million, including $25 million from Sequoia Capital, before launching in March of the same year. Did you understand anything they said? Nope. Neither did I. I have no idea what they do, and apparently neither did anyone else either. I think they were a photo sharing app though, but they raised $41 million without a product. Despite turning down a reported $200 million acquisition from Google, the app never gained traction while Instagram actually took off. So the startup shut down in 2012, and what basically remained was acquired by Apple for less than $10 million. So let's just say that the investors all took a huge bath on that one. There's actually a parody pitch deck on Color, which I think I have in my blog in the pitch deck collection. It's the only kind of parody one there, and you can see it. It makes a joke about picking a color or something. Clappit. Clappit is a united community that provides a fun way for people to connect and build their own network by clapping what they love. They managed to raise 2.6 million Aussie dollars without a product. The team raised from entrepreneurs, with the founder quoted as saying, "The investors were really impressed with our concept and had a belief in the team. I knew if we pitched it to people who had businesses, they would understand what the concept is and the risk. I think we were looking for other entrepreneurs in the round." There you go, 2.6 million for non-famous people. Klinkle. Now, that company was hilarious. They were constantly in the news, initially for good reasons, then not for good reasons. Lucas Duplin, who was Klinkle's 24-year-old CEO, raised $30 million with the idea of disrupting the financial services industry with mobile payments. Those plans failed as the startup couldn't get a working prototype and was eventually passed on by Venmo, Square, and Apple Pay. He also wasn't famous. I just think he was a really young guy. I think he started it in Stanford. Anyway, the huge thing was his R-Star. I can remember Richard Branson funded him. Quill, a search engine that set its sights on Google, raised $33 million before launching in July 2018 and closed 2 years later. Don't fuck with Google. Jet. So, Jet operates a smart shopping platform that allows its members to shop online from various retailers. It enables users to shop for products in various categories, blah, blah, blah. Not that interesting. Set up by Mark Lohr, Mike Hanrahan, and Nate Faust in April 2014. They raised $140 million in their Series A bitches in order to build their MVP to take on the giant Amazon. Lohr said that they were able to raise funding by proving through a detailed financial model that Jet would be able to guarantee the lowest prices online. Lohr also was the founder of Quidsy, which was sort of a multiple vertical e-commerce store, diapers.com is an example, which was acquired by Amazon. So frankly, he had the credibility to build a large e-commerce site. Jet ended up getting acquired by Walmart in 2016. God knows why, but frankly, Walmart just didn't have a plan. I know this because I've had conversations in the past with people in the corporate development team. Anyway, we'll see how Walmart deals with Amazon soon, but well, sometime in the future, we'll see. Lohr. Lohr is an online learning platform where learners and instructors can share educational content in a simple and social online environment. Raising 13.1 from Social Capital and IA Ventures, thereafter being acquired by Noodle. Magic Leap. It's an augmented reality US-based startup that's innovating the AR space to create new hardware and software that will give its users a never-before-seen AR experience, and blah blah. I'm just going to leave it as the never-before-seen because it's been like 8 years or something and they still haven't got the fucking product out. Seriously? So they got the first round of funding 6 months after Facebook acquired Oculus for $2 billion. So they basically had the whole VR hype as a trend going for them. And so if investors missed out on like the big VR startup, backing the AR one kind of made sense. So like Oculus, they had an eccentric and idealistic founder. They also were showing off a futuristic product in its early stages, though the videos were actually fake. By the way, I got a cease and desist letter from these guys, Magic Leap, for posting like some product demonstration product. Anyway, I had to take down the thing. Fuck you. Let me see. Unlike Oculus, though, founder Palmer Luckey, the founder Ronnie Abovitz, also had credibility as a founder, having founded and sold Mako Surgical, which was a medical hardware company in 2013. Magic Leap was set up in 2011 and raised $1.9 billion to date, and still have not launched their product. Yeah, I'll just leave that one there. Oh look, is a women's fast fashion e-commerce brand that delivers top prices at prices everyone can afford, combining monthly collections of clothes, shoe bags, and all this kind of blah blah, right? E-commerce stuff. They raised money from Valar Capital, which is out of Peter Thiel, or initially was, and Monashis, who I have no idea who they are. Amount wasn't disclosed, and the founders were ex-Rock Internet folks, my clan represent. They got acquired by InfoCommerce. So they raised money without pre-product, but I don't know how much they raised. Oppa is an e-commerce company in Brazil focused on making smart design furniture. Founded in 2011, they've raised $18.9 million to date from Thrive Capital, Valor Capital again, and Monashi, sensing a trend here. The founder, Max Weichel, was a first-time founder. Oscar is a health insurance company that employs technology, design, and data to humanize healthcare, whatever the fuck that means. They were founded by Josh Kushner, yes, douchebag Trump link, in 2013 and managed to raise $40 million pre-launch. So Oscar is a great example of the huge significance timing can have when raising investment, having raised $1.3 billion to date. Printe, B2B e-commerce company that aims on breaking the lack of transparency and efficiency in printed products, disrupting the inefficient US and Latin America printing market, blah, blah, blah. All right. They're founded in 2012, headquartered in Sao Paulo, Brazil. They raised $56.2 million before exiting to Vistaprint. They were founded by Florian Hagenbuch and Mate Pench. I was actually introduced to those guys just after the exit, actually, and just trying to figure out what they wanted to do. I'm sure by now they probably are doing something, but anyway. RefreshHQ, a social enterprise software solution that turns companies' Facebook pages into interactive video experiences. Yay. Raised $350,000 from a handful of Australian investors 5 months after the founder thought of the idea and without a product. Robinhood, commission-free stock trading app. Vlad Tenev, co-founder and CEO of Robinhood, said his app could not get regulatory approval without having a sizable amount of funding from venture capitalists. But most VCs didn't want to give him money because he had no product. He says, so there are capital requirements which also make it more difficult than launching a typical startup because there's a little bit of a catch-22 situation. Investors want to be sure that you're going to get regulatory approval before entrusting you with the capital, but you need that capital to get the regulatory approval. Fuck, that sounds like fun, right? So to close, Tenev and his co-founders did a lot of pitching, estimating no's from about 75 VCs who turned them down before they were able to raise their first $3 million. Secret. They were an online platform that enabled users to share their personal secrets with other users anonymously. Well, hello, Internet. This is why we can't have nice things. They raised $35 million from investors such as Kleiner Perkins, S-Cubed, Index, Google, SV Angel, Fuel Capital, and Soyan Ventures. As I said, ultimately, people are dicks. It got used by a lot of kids. The platform basically became a way to cyberbully everyone. Secret CEO David Baddow announced that they shut down with the following statement. It is with a heavy heart I've decided to shut down Secret, wind down the company, and return the remaining money. I emailed David to see if I get his pitch deck, and he responded, we never had a pitch deck. 2 times so far. They didn't even need a pitch deck to raise money. So this is an idea of exception to the blog, which I wrote on whether investors will fund your idea or not, which I'll give a link for you in the section below. Final one, guys, Zillow. Zillow is a real estate database website that raised $32 million in funding before launching a beta product. They went live in February 2006 and subsequently went IPO in 2011, growing to a market cap of over $5 billion. What made Zillow fundable was the huge market they were targeting, but with a product that was completely unique to their competitors. Now, while other real estate sites at the time were simply a search engine to show searchers what homes were up for sale, Zillow was a complete platform for everything home and home related. It's a great example of the fact that competitors don't matter. Build something unique and viable and you'll stand out. So this is every example I can find. It just ironically ended up with a nice round 25 number. So I'm sure there are more, but when you put this into the context of how many hundreds of thousands of startups that are raising every year are looking for funding, it's frankly just not a significant M. I mean, like 25. It's much better to actually just build a product first, figure out if your startup's going to work, and then try raise money. That's the normal way of doing it. So if you can't do that, get a job, save up money. Okay, guys, if you like this content, hit the like button, get in the comments below, share your views on which startup you thought was the most crazy, which one wasted the most amount of money, and then hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell so you'll be notified when I post up more content. Keep hustling, guys.